Okay, first of all, I want to thank April Love for hosting this event and making this possible. Everyone give her a round of applause. Without her, I wouldn't be here, but I need more. I need you. I need each one of your votes. You may ask yourself why I'm running for president. Well, I say, why not? If a needle-dicked carnival barker like Donald Trump can run for president, why not a dominatrix? I probably have less skeletons in my closet and more leadership experience than him. I didn't have a father that gave me $1 million. I just had my corset and a dream. A dream to become the world's greatest dominatrix. My story is a simple one. I was born the child of humble jazz musicians. My mother was a singer, my father played guitar. I grew up touring on the road in Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. But my parents wanted me to have an American education. So we came back to the States. It was the 70s, and soaring crime and deteriorating public schools forced my parents to send me to a religious school, even though I was not religious. And so this would be the first of many times that I would have to pretend to be something that I'm not. Something that many of us in the S&M community have to do every day. So, as long as I can be anything, why not president? You may ask yourself, what qualifications does a dominatrix like me have for public office? Well, in my many years, I've dominated over 10,000 men. I've trained over 1,000 mistresses. In my professional life, I've run and managed a successful business with 100% female staff. We never once started a war. We never once tried to criminalize abortion. So I know that this strategy works, and my leadership skills have been tested far beyond my competitors. Let them try to manage 80 dominant women at one time. Being a dominatrix has also given me a unique insight into human nature. I know who people really are, not just what they pretend to be. I have seen firsthand a country of complexities and contradictions of all types and proclivities. Let's expose and embrace this diversity instead of institutionalizing our shame. And talk about being a negotiator. As my supporters know, it's a critical skill for a professional dominatrix. I have a lifetime of experience in getting to the bottom of things, gaining people's trust, and finding out what really motivates them. I am prepared to now, after 25 years, to apply these skills in the political arena. You see, Donald Trump is a manifestation of a much more serious problem in this country, and indeed in the world. The real problem in this great nation, simply stated, is middle-aged white men. You can go back through history, all the way to the beginning. At the root of every societal problem, you'll find a white man as the cause. These are the very same people that are currently running our government. This scourge has to be the cause of almost all suffering, all discrimination, injustice, and even genocide, all caused by white men. Haven't these men and their tiny, tiny hands done enough damage? I say yes.
Yes.
Yes. And it is time for a change. This is why I have left the Libertarian Party and formed the Female Supremacy Party to back my candidacy. As your president, I will decriminalize sex crimes between adults. I will prohibit white men from holding office unless they have permission from their mistress. Grant funding for vigorous scientific research in human gender and sexual practices. Let's settle the nature versus nurture question once and for all. I will require men to carry purses and be fully responsible for their own keys and wallets. I will legalize polyandry, which is marriage to multiple men, because the only way that our children are going to be able to afford college is if we've got 4 or 5 husbands to pay for. And finally, I promise you a presidency unfettered from the shackles of hypocrisy. In closing, let me just say that I've been beating men like Donald Trump for 25 years. And with your help this November, I'll beat him too. Woo! So, I call for Donald Trump to prove once and for all that he does not have a micro penis, and show us your dick pic, Donald.
Nice.
If you are indeed well endowed, prove it. Show us your long form. Thank you, and I will now take questions from the audience.
How are you going to beat Donald Trump?
Would you like to see how I'm going to beat Donald Trump?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Like this. We've had enough of you and your tiny, tiny kids.
All right.
Yes!
What you gonna do about legalizing marijuana?
Oh, we've definitely got to decriminalize marijuana, both for medical and for recreational use. I think that all drugs should be decriminalized.
No vote.
Yes. What do you think about world peace?
I mean, men have been in charge all this time. So we've seen what you guys can do, and it's time for a woman to be in charge. That includes the military. Our special forces units should be female. I'm going to, the enhanced interrogation, the problem with it, and the reason that it didn't work, is because it wasn't sexy enough. Our interrogations have to be sexy. We've got to add in some tease and denial, some leather cat suits, and just get them really hot and bothered, maybe, you know, lock up their penises in chastity and do like heavy teasing and denial. And I'm telling you that teasing and denial will work every time. Every time we need information, we're going to use teasing and denial now.
So after that, they'll have no terrorists?
No, no.
Nice.
I'm gonna save the world through better sexual practices.
Nice.
Hey, I'm Mistress Tara, running for President of the United States. How are you doing today?
Good.
So what are the issues that are on your mind?
Money.
Yeah?
Yeah. What are you gonna do? It's different, but it's good.
So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hire a bunch of dominatrixes to work for the CIA and do the interrogations from now on, because I think we'll do a good job.
That would work in a lot of places.
I think that wouldn't you rather be tortured by me?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, do I have your vote?
Sure do.
All right, thanks. So what are your concerns? What are you worried about?
My concern is the economy.
Yeah.
I've been here 2 years.
Yeah?
How
you like it?
I love it.
Hey, how you doing? Is this Mistress Tara?
Yes.
Pleasure. You have a beautiful following.
Thank you.
I love the way you whip them,
Thank you.
put them in shape.
Thank you.
And you catch an ailment and Kaja let you go.
Right.
You might, if you didn't have a nest egg saved, you just might have a situation where you lose your apartment.
We need affordable housing, and one of the things that I'm going to do as President of the United States is bring back rent stabilization. I'll tell you how I'm going to bring this war to an end.
Let's kill it.
The problem with our enhanced interrogation techniques is that they're just not sexy enough. They need to be more sensual.
Yeah.
You know, if we could incorporate some heavy teasing and denial into our interrogations by some sexy, latex-clad, dominant women, I'm sure that we would defeat terrorism in no time.
Yep, and I agree.
Well, you're the exception, because most people's wages have been flat. Believe it or not, dominatrixes' wages have been flat since the late 80s, early 90s. When I started in the business, I charged $300, and I charge $300 now. But the rents have gone up. My first dungeon in New York, I was paying about $2,400 a month in rent. When I left New York, I was paying $10,000 in rent, and still charging the same amount. So believe me, I feel your pain. So that's my plan. My plan is infrastructure, highways, roads, high-speed rails, all that stuff. That's what we need to do to get this country whipped back into shape.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to whip this country into shape, one middle-aged white man at a time. Can I count on your support?
Yes, you have it. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, you have my vote.
Thank you.
Yes. Vote. Vote.
50 caliber.
Good to meet you.
Absolutely. Same here. Same here.
What do I have to do to get your vote?
You got it.
I got your vote?
Oh,
Can I
man.
count on your vote?
Oh
November?
man, I'll give you mine,
You're gonna help
and you
me
take
beat
it and
Donald
you bring
Trump?
it back to me. You can beat Donald Trump.
Because that's really what it is they're just sexually frustrated. Yeah, that's why they're so violent, because they don't have a strong woman leading them, is the problem.
Right.
You know?
How
Whenever
can
you,
people pull that off?
whenever you go to a country that doesn't have strong females in leadership positions, you always have violence and chaos.
True.
And I think there should be like a penis size test for people before they hold office, unless they have permission from their mistress. All the problems start with middle-aged white men, especially the ones with small penises, like Donald Trump. Absolutely, absolutely. And Donald Trump is the first one that's got to come forward with his dick pic, because he was after Obama for that long-form birth certificate. So now he's got to show us his long form.
Okay.
Because he got up at the Republican debate and said in front of the American people that he was well hung. So he should have to prove it now.
Well, when you know you have some in your pants that's fishing like a 45, yeah, you're all right. But when you're running around with a 22, you cause problems. So yeah, put it on the line.
Okay, what do you think?
It's perfect. I'm Mistress Tara, and I want you to vote for me on November 4th and help me whip America back into shape, one middle-aged white man at a time.